Clockwork. It could go very well that way, but it has a lot of weaknesses as well. Maybe they'll use it and capitalize on Splinter Blast to push out creep waves and whatnot, but your ultimate in this scenario is basically just used to reset fights and not doing much else.
Yeah. The thing with HellRaisers that I see with this, they're good against this Wyvern pick, is that a lot of their heroes operate outside of the creep wave, and they're like outside of a group, and Wyvern needs like people to either group up on creeps or, you know, summons to outpush them with this blast, or they need them to group up themselves so she can use. A lot of these heroes actually space out like a lot. Night Stalker, you know, in the early game is going to die, but as the game progresses and the other cores start, you know, catch up to him and pass him, you know, he kind of plays this this utility where he's stunning and slowing and silencing. He's not really running in and right-clicking. And just providing vision if he gets the Aghanim's gem. But Penta does, going into the final phase, Penta bans out this Alchemist. I guess they're worried about how much space that they can create from HellRaisers, so they're trying to temper their late game, I guess, in that case. And the Drow ban. The Drow is actually a really good ban from HellRaisers. 3 ranged heroes, and Weaver and Marana will benefit heavily from that Drow aura.
Or maybe they're... oh, sorry for interrupting you.
No, yeah, I was going to say HellRaiser's last pick. What do you think?
Oh, just before that, I was going to say that Drow Ranger ban out... I'm not really sure how strong that hero is right now, given that... what team was that? Fobbed the other day in the same series, or in the same tournament. Picked Drow Ranger, and Bone 7 was playing it, I believe. He's a really skilled player, and he didn't manage to make that draft work. So, I'm not sure Drow Ranger would be that great against this lineup, but they definitely would have a lot of pushing power.
Alright, so that's her late game right there. That's the hero they want to build their team around. This is the person they're gonna make space for. Pretty good. Penta does not have a lot of answers right now for Storm Spirit. They can hold them down in some ways, but their early damage, unless they get an arrow, it's the damage is not going to be there for Storm. Against the kill him. The Lifestealer, okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Lifestealer being the last pick here, so you have some carriers, I guess. I'm still iffy about the Wyvern pick. I don't really see that working all too well. It's lockdown, sure, a little bit, but it's the one type of lockdown that the Storm Spirit doesn't really care too much about either, because he's still not going to take a crazy amount of damage with the rest of his team being there. So I kind of like HellRaisers lineup much more, especially in the early game. There's a lot of pressure coming out from them. Between the Venomancer and the Night Stalker especially. Disruptor is a great tool, just to be able to just have Penta off when they initiate, just to be that counter initiation, dropping them Static Storm, exceptional against the Weaver as well, as we all know. So I don't know, I want to give this one to HellRaisers. At the same time, Penta, the last couple of times these two teams matched up against each other, Penta won, but that was also a couple of months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I did look at the releasement results. The only thing we have recently from Hell, of course, TI, which they didn't do well on, but Penta has been doing fairly okay in their recent tournament results. Yep. So let's see where their momentum can carry the both teams.
We shall find out.
Anime
we head
intro,
into the game. Yeah, absolutely. Before we head to the game, quick message from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. One thing these early game pauses, or these start of the game pauses you could say, does is give us enough time to not miss anything, despite having to play an ad in between draft and game, but hey.
They knew. Lifestealer knew. He was like, alright, ad time, guys.
I'm fairly certain they don't give a damn.
Send out the tweet for the boys.
Right, so Neff, how do you think the lanes will shape up here for both teams?
Well, I was completely wrong about where the Marana was going. Looks like that Mirana's going mid. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like Mirana in the mid lane isn't as strong as it used to be, or a lot of other heroes could be in the same position. It's going to be matched up against Storm, who's going to be finding a lot of pickoffs fairly easily against this team. Yeah, I really don't think Penta's going to do too well in this game just based on lineups and where each hero is going, but we'll see. All right.
Early wards being placed already here, and it looks like it's actually going to be that 4th position Weaver on RMN, or is this something else? Well, carry is life stealer obviously, so he's going to be taking up that spot. And the Clockwork for me has offline items rather than roaming items at this point. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. On the side of HellRaisers, of course, we've got the Venomancer, 33. He's not only the offlane player, this time is sticking in the safe lane. Also interesting how that works out. But of course, Sexy Bambo is more of an offlane player standing in for swift endings, so 33. Picking up that mantle. Oh yeah.
Zephyr fan over here. You do you, man. I'm not gonna kink shame in 2017.
Neff, now you know how I feel every time you make a joke like that.
Oh, come on. My humor is great. I'm just a crazy, wacky boy. Alright. But, yeah, I just wanted to interject real quick. It's not that uncommon for players to be switching up their roles, or what lanes that they play in. Recently, it seems like a lot of players have been trying to learn multiple roles, and I think that was OG's plan, picking up Resolution. But we'll see how that goes in the upcoming Dota season.
Impressed.
But we'll worry about that. We'll discuss that later.
I don't know, yeah, there might not be too much time middle lane. We'll have another hero roaming in. DNZ, all he has to offer is a slow, but it could be quite useful if he found an opening, but so far Milan and Kaiser sitting in good positions.
I'll agree with you on that one, as much as I think that Storm Spirit, not in the laning phase, but as far as like...
Milan. Might be the first blood here, Arman and DNZ just running straight into him. Couple more right clicks should do the trick, Buckner milling away, the arrow will actually be the one finishing it off. Just talking about how important it is that 9 gets a good start, and this definitely qualifies.
Yeah. Well played by them, but I don't know, finishing my thought earlier, it's this matchup here, what I think it really makes the impact is what happens right after the laning stage and what Storm Spirit can do for his team versus what Mirana does for her team. So, more like overall gameplay stuff.
Kaiser already forced the jungle here?
Yeah. Yeah. Both.
Well, so far Disruptor only level 2, holding on to one of the skill points. It was a bit of a rotation attempt, perhaps a Milan on the Night Stalker, but well, before nighttime it's kind of hard to pull off either. So he's back in mid. He's not on bottom though. Okay, Sexy Bamboo just gets the TP out. Nothing between these three heroes to cancel that, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's just a genius who had that one figured out before they even came to the lane, I'm sure.
Is he getting is he getting enough out of this offlane? I mean, he's almost level 4. Yeah, he did see the bounty rune though, just at the right time. So
are we allowed to say slap in the butt?
Well, Milan, it is nighttime. As I said though, only level 2, limited amount that he can do. Ideally you want to have that either level 2 Hunter the Night, level 2 Void for the extra damage, because it actually scales extremely well. But no joy so far.
Yeah, this Night Stalker really should have worked on getting level 3 before coming anywhere. What he can do right now is very limited, and it's very easy for 9 to get away from any gank, especially before the Storm Spirit hits level 6. So... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna take quite a bit of damage. Looks level... Yeah. This level 1 available, didn't go for it. It might have been a kill with that. He's in trouble. 3 heroes running right at him. Bad Rider being pretty fast with these Tranquil boots, but not fast enough. 9 to leap enough to get him out. And now perhaps some counterplay potential. Arrows available, DNZ scouts it out. The arrow will actually connect here onto the Bat Rider. Couple of creeps still burning, but now the Firefly is out. The right clicks are there. He's trying to break the TP play again. It will not be able to. Creeps actually getting the last hit. A little bit of gold shared, but well, that's a gank that turned around rather fast.
Yeah, not this time, Bambo. No TPO for you.
Yeah. I was watching that R-Man come in from the sides into Boogie, but didn't quite commit to it. I see him. Oh my god, the Starfall just caught that in time. That's a great snipe, yeah. I mean, Kaiser back even when he was playing with the other Greeks and Lone Conspiracy and whatnot. He was playing Stonespirit there too, and he's fairly competent, but with this kind of a start, how long will it okay, hang on. Milan, next one to be gone on. Couple of slows, he's trying to go the TP roads, and he will be successful.
Yeah, yeah good escape. Oh, good escape by him, but oh, sorry for interrupting you twice. Continue, dude.
I'm just gonna finish the point and finish the question is how much of a big deal, or how much of a deal is it that Stonespirit is having this hard a time right now?
I don't think it matters. Oh. Actually, Siege. They can't catch him up. Right now, their draft is very good at catching people out with the Storm Spirit. Unless these people group up into a blob and try and push, they have Disruptor, they have Night Stalker, both heroes that are very good at catching heroes out with the Storm Spirit. So unless Penta are very careful with their positioning, the Storm Spirit can catch up very easily.
Not catching up against the Clockwork. Not like this anyway. Nighttime's ended as well, so... How do the next 4 minutes look now at daytime?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Players here. Invisibility.
Shot comes in, he's getting his badge very quickly. He's trying to bait it out perhaps a little bit because Sexy Bamboo and J4, they were smoked up, wrapping around, but now they might be the next ones on the list. 9 is fairly low, I already used to leap aggressively. So still in a bit of trouble, DNZ with the heals. Not gonna be enough against all this magic damage right on top, so they will have to make an upgrade out of it. Sexy Bamboo will fall to a Rocket Flare, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Core 4 core and the Bat Rod also dying.
Yeah. Alright.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, speaking of aggressiveness, Penta make the same kill happen again. The hookshot just coming off cooldown. Gale, ultimate coming through, so Boogie actually traded away here in the end, but hell, at 33, no way out of this one. So Boogie will have to get some extra heals, but it's only level 1 still. Might still be enough with the stick charges to keep him alive throughout all of this. And it is. Oh, you're right, and Moonlight Shadow is out. And much easier target. Leap in into Starfall. Double one. Didn't actually hit though, and so J4 with a glimpse back actually survives unless the arrow hits. Not quite. That would have been amazing. Bit unfortunate at the very least, but yeah, it's all this action happening top. This bottom lane is still kind of going strong for the lifestealer. Oliver just keeps farming and farming. When does he start joining? I mean, he has the Radiance queued up right now, so it's not going to be that the classic build that we're used to seeing with the Desolator and the Armlet.
I don't really think that he has any need to join right now. He's getting all the farm in the world that he wants.
Oh, hang on, mid lane. I'm going to go Clockwork here, but well, he has the cogs down, and the Penta pushshot attempted, but still ends up in the river. He will die first, but at what cost? Venomarz is in the middle of that too. A couple right clicks will finish him off there from RMN, but it did go for the time lapse too quickly. Meanwhile, silence up from 9. He cannot join in this fight. He will fall too. The Static Storm zoning everybody out. RMN falls. DNZ, well, powerless. So is Oliver, but well, maybe not so much. He rages off the glimpse. Gets a couple swipes in onto top of Milan, but with no further support. They don't have the control to keep him in. What's happening here?
I'm wrong yet again. I didn't think that they'd take that fight there. There wasn't really much of a reason prior to that for Lifestealer to be joining. It's very easy for Penta to be choosing the fights that they want to take up until they get caught out by the Storm Spirit Disruptor combo.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But looks like they probably know that the enemies are closing in on them now because everybody just disappeared from the map, and Lifestealer is very happily farming top. Probably going to take another tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There's better things, but we're going to let Oliver do Oliver. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Just do all of the things. Eat the pudge, infest into an ancient.
I'm sure that's what the viewers want to see. But
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Let's go turn something. Kaiser with a long zip in. Doesn't actually find anybody with the lead. Still continuing. Does have the haste room to help him out. But most of Penta walking away, but Clockwork while he was hiding in the trees looking for a hookup, and instead he's the one getting caught out with the Static Storm. Blink Last is still available if they want to continue this one. HellRaisers. Well, they're back on track. Kaiser, highest farmer on their side too.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
yeah,
There's a lot of people here. 9 does have the leap available, but if he signs up a Milan, he's not going to be able to get that off. DNZ does have the ultimate available now, so that might just be enough of a reset if he can get that up on a target to just allow them to escape, or perhaps set up for something else. Boogie just gonna straight up walk in, and he's the one being silenced. He has to try and available. The arrow will fly through onto the Night Stalker. Can actually make something happen with this here. They're trying to isolate him with the cogs to the side. The last of them comes through onto Mirana. Cannot provide any damage for now. There's the Winter Scourge Venomancer dropping very low and set up for a kill. Nicely done indeed. Milan isolated from the rest of his team now. Oliver made the TP through. Does have the relics, if nothing else. That'll buff up his right clicks enough. 3 kills for nothing. HellRaisers, this time, they're the ones who are caught in a very bad position, as it tends to happen when you try and fight into an active shrine.
Boom! There it goes.
Yep.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not just
beautiful.
the damage, but letting everybody get into a better position again. Like resetting the fight, like I mentioned at the start of the game, is something Winter Wyvern Ultimate is very, very good at. Let's see, going back to the Radiance real quick.
Oh god, arrow. Arrow lands on Stormsword. Follow up there from Boogie. Excellent play. 9 just setting that up. With that interesting rotation there, that wraparound. It's not something that you can expect really if you're on the Dire side.
Dire's
Yeah,
top
that's pretty
tower
huge.
is under attack.
Being able to catch the Storm Spirit out by himself like that.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And the enemy team just gets to do what they want with Storm Spirit dead. It takes a lot of threat of the damage and the gap closing potential that the team has. The Storm Spirit is just so much, he always needs to be alive. He absolutely can't be dying.
Top tower is under attack.
So tier 1 mid, they're gonna be able to take top always. Who's tanking the tower so that the catapult stays alive? That's how much you want this tower dead right now. They will be successful. There's no rotation there. Instead, they're gonna go on this poor little Weaver. But that's a problem. Big rotation, and it's definitely worth getting these kind of objectives off the map.
Yeah, worth space created and all those kind of all chat things is like what the Weaver's thinking right now, I'm sure.
It's also nighttime use during the actual nighttime, so that's what we see. Division severely limited right now from the Radiant side as HellRaisers setting up down bottom. They have a ward in the back, so we'll see everything that's going on. Can they take a fight here?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, no Storm. Storm's TP is on cooldown. If they can take a fight here, they should. Oh yeah.
You can't really kill Storm Spirit, but Storm Spirit can't kill him either, and Kaiser will have to walk away from that. You cannot man fight him.
I kept meaning to get back to the Radiance pick, but teamfights keep breaking up before I can cover that one. Let's see.
You're just dodging the question, let's be real here.
Yeah. The Radiance, pretty questionable pickup just because, well, it provides like magic AoE damage and all that stuff. Lifestealer is holding most of the net worth for his team, and if the enemies manage to catch him out with like Night Stalker Silence, he's dead.
That like Disruptor, yeah. Bit of a failed initiation there from mine, but set him up for the hook shot with the Infested Lifestealer. No big deal there, but now with the Disruptor down, can I get the tier 2 now?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dead Bat Rider though.
Interesting. Arrow to follow up here from the Winter's Curse. More than enough lockdown after the fact to get the damage in, so another easy kill. Despite that rotation there from the Lifestealer, maybe they use that to like set that up even. Stick around, make them think that not just Lifestealer rotated back and pull the trigger there. Milan, oh, he's gonna run into them as well. Ouch.
Not ideal.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Kaiser, you better not take this fight, yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
The prize is mine.
Ball stuff back, Sexy Bambos as well, gets a last on Rage Lifesteal, puts him up on a cliff perhaps, and he does. Instant TP out, Kaiser will be able to cancel this once now. Still left to his own devices, yeah. That's a bit annoying.
Yeah, it's this sort of thing I was talking about with the Radiance Lifestealer is you have your Radiance but you don't have much else. It doesn't really keep you alive, it doesn't really lock the enemies down or do significant damage, but it glows and it looks really cool, so. Well, it looks like he's going to be building that next. No, that's Sanjin Yasha on his quick buy there. That's Solar Crest.
Yep. I mean,
it's been a couple years since you played. It wasn't an item back then.
Back in my day. I remember the times where people were saying, oh, this is not Dota 1, so this is a bug. Yeah, and I never understood that because I'm not a Dota 1 player.
Yeah. They weren't very good old days. They were very dark times. There were like 4 different heroes with the same chain lightning ability. Medusa.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
No, her ultimate was Purge, the single target Purge.
Dire are scattered.
Isn't that the Shadow Demon thing now? Anyway,
Yeah.
Boogie actually goes there and gets him back down.
Except no damage and 6-second cooldown.
What?
Dota
What?
1 was dark times, dude.
Are you messing with me right now?
Alright. Let's try and watch the smoke gate though. That actually hit smoke targets. That's interesting, I didn't know that.
When that shadow comes out, but double dust. Really committing for this one. And it's only with Wyvern. He will die, but what caused the arrow? Lands a storm good Oliver right in the middle of that. Force out trying to get it out. 33 now with a good ultimate, but well, the fight might just be over before it can really get into effect. Boogie will end up dying here to the last right-click and damage over time. But 33, well, Radiant's helping take him out. It's a 2-for-2 trade, but I don't know about you guys, but if I'm Penta, I'm happy with this one.
Yeah, like I said, the Storm Spirit just absolutely can't be dying in this game. Every death that he gets is just another... What's the word for it? Nail in the coffin? That's it.
Yeah.
Nep, you're good.
Well, so far is still ways to go. About 109 charges, pockets on the horizon, but he needs about as much money as he needs an extra orchid or flipping staff, whatever it's called.
Just correcting real quick.
That's not a life stealer follow up with the static storm, so you cannot get the rate up to get, but hey, he's pretty damn tanky, gets some help. There's Winter's Curse, but Kaiser's coming in from the backlines here. Oliver now he can turn a fight. Second Bamboo Dice first, together with the Winter Wyvern. 33, force up back across as the cogs expire. It looks like that might be the end of it all, with all of these wards. Having some issues cleaning them up, but... another decent trade there for Penta though. This is just a kind of a time-winning tactic, or like HellRaisers trying to buy space for the Storm Spirit?
I mean, they buy space for the Storm Spirit, they eventually get run over by Penta's heroes. Late game, Mirana and Lifestealer are both very strong against that lineup. Lifestealer can just like run them over once he has an Abyssal Blade.
A gift from the Tempest of Battle.
Mm-hmm.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Back here, Boogie is smoked up. They really want this tier 2 tower, and Kaiser, he's thinking about it. But there it is, the hookshot in the back. Kaiser, well, he'll just be able to walk out. Sexy Bamboo, not so much. Spike the 4 stuff. Will be dragged down, that'll secure the tier 2 tower kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yep, and that's another tower as well. Still under tower. And
Dire's bottom tower.
HellRaisers is really limited to what they can do around the map.
Well, I guess J4 is farming, so that's something. Up in the top lane, but well, the space is in trouble. We need to go back, fuel up on mana for the static storm. The tier 3 just goes down.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, I mean, they needed the Disruptor back a little while ago, but just didn't have the mana to TP.
Well, poking a little bit into the melees. Wouldn't so great if they did in no chant. Not sure about this one. Moonlit Shadow, they have the dust, catches it on Armen only. That's not life also, but Milan, he's still alone, far too far forward here. Outside the rest of his team gets cogged up, forced up across. Meanwhile, Kaiser looking for something in the back, D&D. Healing himself up. Nice stacks on absolutely everybody, but there it is. The Winter's Curse to reset the fight. Kaiser kind of low on mana. They get the 1 kill on 9, which is great, but then the deny is forced out. 4 for 1. Well, 3 and a deny for 1. J4 somehow found us away inside the trees, but with this opening, the Rex might just go down here. 1 buyback, the only one that they had available from the Venomancer. If he's not careful, he'll just get brought down again himself.
That is a cheeky disruptor.
I guess they have no creeps, so...
Very well played.
Yeah. Yeah, even if he dies here, it's worth it just keeping the Rex alive. But speaking of that, HellRaisers. Did he just die to the very last Radiant stick?
Jackpot.
Damn.
What D3 did there wasn't even necessary. But that was incredibly well played by the Disruptor to head out there and cut that creep wave. It was a really, really ballsy move, and he managed to stop them from losing their racks with that.
Yeah.
The prize is mine.
Yep.
Over here now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree with your statement. Pretty well played by the Winter Wyvern to pick up on that and do that again and again, making the Storm's life miserable. You know, that's Dota though.
It's a bit of a less obvious way to actually use that ultimate, so good on them for recognizing that that's the way that you can do it in this one. The lasso on the Ancient Black Dragon. Double 4-star, they're gonna keep him. Again, up on a high ground.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't think he can be forced off by his teammates. So, well, he's just gonna rage DP out. The glimpse back at the same time on the clockwork as he silence up Kaiser in the back, looking for DNZ. So far, still alive, and well, the pipe will prevent the Orca damage from finishing him off. Kaiser actually so low. They could only catch up to him. Boogie still fighting for his life, somehow surviving. Just barely. The shrine is up and running. Kaiser will catch a bit of a tail end of that one. Oliver, though, they're still on the hunt.
Alright,
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
Oh, double dust again here as Armin goes in, but still get the mission speed to come out. Kaiser, well, down to mana now, so even if he gets a kill, might not be worth it. Down to half health, double 4-star again from the rest of the team. That's a hook shot now on 233k. Prevent the ultimate. Great for usage of the cogs. That's the first casualty in that entire sequence of events.
yeah, I was about to say, boo, nobody dying.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he did not take the right path back home.
I mean, that was a pretty good play out of HellRaisers, just for the reason that there's no way the Weaver saw that coming. He would not have expected them to make a reaction like that just after losing that team fight.
He's there, chasing away Milan. The arrow will barely miss. Cox still available if he wasn't silenced. But meanwhile, the Roach Pit. Kaiser comes in, there's the ultimate, preventing the instant follow-up, but Mirana caught inside the stacks on Connect Field combo. They can right-click down Kaiser though, that would be enough. Bring him down to half health, forcing him out. Everyone's so freaking down. This time around, no shrines actually been taken out by Penta. Oh, Nyan gets the Aegis. Milan tries to go in to snatch it. Great victory here for Penta despite losing the Weaver.
Yeah, solid try by Milan, but no cigar.
Just goes to show the strength of this double pipe as well, or just the one pipe in this particular fight. It's preventing so much of the damage from HellRaisers.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, pretty heavily focused on magical, and the only physical they have is Storm Spirit, who's, again, a lot magical.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
On top of that, they also have the Glimmercade coming with the weapons, so the heal maxed out now at 6% heal with that extra magic resistance. So even if someone is like sitting in Static Storm, in Firefly, and damage over time for Venomancer, we can keep them alive for quite a while. Also, I just noticed this Observer Ward right here. Down in the bottom lane. On the Dire side. What is this about?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe he wants to place a sentry. I don't know.
Boom, there it goes.
he probably just knows something we don't.
That does give you that little sliver of vision. I see someone's coming down that lane.
Right, I may have been joking.
Yeah, just given the benefit of the doubt, you know? That's what good casters do. Standing still dodge works every time. Okay, static storm on 2. Actually, 9 has a BKB, so it doesn't really care. A couple of right clicks will finish him off if it wasn't for the 4 stops. Dust in the back here. J4 actually down at the shrines. Instead they go on to 33. Lasso will prevent the right clicks for now. Boogie. Well, it's also Oliver. He's the one finally cleaning up these 2 kills. And on the other side, well, the rest of them should be able to walk their way out after killing the Winter Wyvern.
That Storm Spirit is not happy with him.
I really can't say like this.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom barracks is falling. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Well, the only kills they're getting is this with the Wyvern because they have to go on them, as you said, but it's not enough because they keep losing their own heroes in the process of doing that, and well, it's only a matter of time until Penta does that in front of their base and get down these wrecks now. They're gonna try and fight Kaiser with his own BKB to prevent some of that, but the right clicks, look at them, they're so freaking strong. He's forced to get themselves out again, having done literally nothing. HellRaisers, they get the Venomont's ultimate off, but the right clicks is way too strong. Another leap forward. Oliver just hitches the ride. Double kill, triple kill for 9 as the lightning bounces through. Is this the end of it?
Yes.
Yeah, Dark
The answer might surprise you.
Well, guys, I'm gonna try again, this time on the Weaver. The Orchid World will finish him off, but what cost? Top racks, last one standing, but not for too much longer. Penta, I don't want to commit for this, and the GG is called. J4 recognizes the 3 heroes down, there's no way they can win this fight. Damn.